Welcome! I'm Patty from Natty Pan Studios. This is a story of how I sculpted a fondant top for a groom's cake, and it ended up being a piece of fine art hanging on their wall. If you don't know, a groom's cake is a small cake made for the groom that sits next to the wedding cake at a reception. It usually reflects something about his interests. The one I made for this groom was in the form of a rusty manhole cover with the Detroit D in the center of it, because the groom loves Detroit and the Detroit Tigers. Since I had some experience with decorating cakes, I decided to use fondant to sculpt my manhole cover. I cut out the letter D for the center and used cookie cutters for the words and numbers. Here you can see it next to the wedding cake at the party. After the reception, I took it home for them so I could preserve it as a keepsake, and promptly dropped it. But I didn't throw it away. For some reason, I carefully packed it up and held on to it for 6 years. Sometimes that's how long it takes for the right inspiration to come along. That inspiration came after a conversation I had with the bride about the Japanese concept of kintsugi, a traditional Japanese pottery repair technique in which lacquer is mixed with gold and used to fill cracks and replace missing pieces. This technique celebrates the breaks and fractures, accepting the scars as beautiful and strong. It's a great metaphor for life, and the perfect solution for the fractured manhole cover. We had a puzzle on our hands. At first, I was concerned about the gaping holes and missing pieces until I remembered they would be filled with beautiful gold. So I embraced the flaws and reminded myself that often my perceived flaws turn out to be my superpowers. Was making this piece of art therapy for me? Yeah, all art is therapeutic for me. Then I adhered the manhole cover to a square base and started filling the cracks with medium mixed with gold mica powder. Some of the cracks were so tiny as to almost be imperceptible and required a needle-tipped applicator. This is where I wandered off the traditional path of kintsugi because my gold veins had texture. I pushed it up and out of the cracks like molten gold. I envisioned it as being in the process of repair, with molten gold squeezing out of the cracks. I wanted people to be tempted to touch it, so I later put a good coat of varnish on some of the more tempting areas to touch. I love getting a visceral reaction to my art and a desire to interact with it. But the golden medium wasn't gold enough. So while wearing a respirator, I used a solvent-based gold paint that resembles gold leaf. It's just beautiful. Then I used a very dark paint called micaceous iron oxide because I love the gritty metallic texture of it to cover blemishes on the manhole cover and the rest of the base around it. I also found the manhole cover to be too dark, not enough contrast between the high and low spots. So I added some rust with Finnabair patina paint. I had to contain my enthusiasm because I can get carried away with antiquing things and make them too grungy. I wanted this rusty, cracked manhole cover with hot molten gold oozing out of it to be a very classy statement in the bride and groom's home. I love dichotomies. It's grungy and classy, rusty and precious, broken and beautiful. And it'll be a while before I make a piece of art that I'm more proud of. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.